Good evening. Good evening. And welcome. Let's have a round of applause for the 5 outstanding teams. Elijah, Tiana, Hassan, Trishandra, and Kiana, we are so glad to have you here. And we can't wait to hear your stories throughout the evening. I know you have worked hard to get here, and you should be proud of yourselves. You may take your seats again. All right. By the way, I was not driving that bus. All right. My name is Jody Tyler. I am the Capital One Club Director for Boys and Girls Club of Metro Richmond. And tonight I am playing the role of your MC. So, welcome all to the 2014 Distinguished Leadership Awards. While we may not be here in front of you in the original intent, but we're thrilled to be here tonight to celebrate the most outstanding teams. We may have switched the seats from the dining room chairs to the velvet chairs, and we may not have an elaborate dinner in front of you. But one thing that has not changed, we're in front of you tonight representing hope, the possibility of more hope, and promise. All right. I bet everyone in this room can think of a moment or two in their lives when everything changed. It may not have been clear, at the time, but it was a moment suddenly you would never be the same person. Never be the same person. Some of those moments may have been tough. Some of them may have challenges. And those challenges you may face on a day-to-day basis. But sometimes there's moments when you realize all of the possibilities, all of the opportunities are there in front of you. There are the moments when you realize that you have the choice to represent or to make what happens to you next. There are the moments when you realize who you are and who you could be. This is the kind of moment many kids find at the club. A moment when opportunity arises and when a young person seizes the opportunity and make more of the opportunity that she and he can even imagine. The moments couldn't have been possible without you. Everyone in this room has something to do with making this moment possible. To our sponsors, the gifts provide $35,000 in scholarships. Yeah. Tonight, and we'll make sure that the teams have an opportunity at the club for the next year. I would especially like to acknowledge tonight's major sponsors, including Altria, American Family Fitness, VCU Medical Center. Please clap for them, please. Thank you. We should also recognize the 5 sponsors who have supported the Distinguished Leadership Awards every year since its inception 13 years ago. Parker Pollard, Wilton and Peden, Altria, BB&T, Seawood Lumber and Millwork, and Troutman Sanders. Finally, thank you, the parents and the club staff present. Your support of these young people day to day set the stage for their success in the years to come. Every young person here earns their place. Those participating in tonight's 3 great performances have participated in months of lessons and rehearsals, even auditioning for solos. This evening's candidates are members of the Leadership Academy, through which they not only prepare to compete for Youth of the Year titles, but more importantly, gain the skills and experience they need to prepare for employment and success after high school. This year, Youth of the Year candidate participated in Youth of the Year Leadership Academy boosters, which will give them additional opportunity to prepare. One of these additional opportunities was a partnership with the University of Richmond Speech, which I need, and the University of Richmond Speech Center, through which these 3 consultants trained in public speaking help the Youth of the Year craft their speeches. You're here tonight. We truly appreciate your consultants, Lexi Doolittle, Rose Wynn, Patterson, and their director, Linda Hobgood. The Youth of the Year program is a nationwide competition that recognizes boys and girls clubs, most outstanding teenagers, and to select a youth spokesman. Our winner will compete on the state level and hopes to continue to the regional and national level. Our Youths of the Year represent our belief that all kids can succeed. Tonight, you will hear from each of our 5 Youth of the Year candidates. Through speeches they have prepared, they will share with you their stories for the turning points of their life. In Metro Richmond, we've added a Junior Youth of the Year program to recognize 7th and 10th grade members who are our future leaders. Junior Youth of the Year also participate in the Leadership Academy and recognized annually at the Distinguished Leadership Awards. You can count on seeing these Junior Youth of the Years in the future competitions. Now that you've heard about their journey here, it's time to meet some of these outstanding people. Let's start with our Junior Youths of the Year.